Hello fellow collectors, Todd's back. Right, okay, so we have the Play Toys Alita in. Play Toys being a third-party company, so they can't obviously mention the word Alita on there. So you've got fighting and sports. Right, this is my thoughts on the figures. I've been waiting 2 years. When I first originally put an order in for this was 2 years ago. So long ago that there was a great friend in the 1/6 community called Dale Innings. We talked long and hard about this, and we had great conversations, and we were both excited for this. So, but Dale is obviously no longer with us, so rest in peace, my friend. You're a true gent. Right, on these itself, these were supposed to come out in February of this year, but they've been delayed. And I thought, well, if being delayed is quite a good thing because it means they're perfecting it. Basically, what you get in here is exactly the same figure, even though the boxes are different in depth. Reason being, there's 2 layers in this one and only 1 layer in this one. The 2 layers is one with all the armour. The other big difference is, obviously, this one comes with the painted face and this one doesn't. And the armour you put all on, which is easy enough, but the knee pads are actually permanently on there. So, let's... Right, all the hands and feet, all exactly the same for both figures. So there's no difference there. Even the head sculpt is the same, except one is painted, one isn't. Okay, so I've got a little bit to talk about on these figures. I'm not overly excited with them, and I will bring them out and show you. First of all, here's what they called the fighting, I do believe. Yeah, fighting. And the head sculpt is very poor. That is like just a normal cheap doll's head. The hair, terrible. What it looks like with the body, looks like they've done a recast of the Hot Toys one, but it doesn't feel the same quality. Now, the posability on this is not as good as the Hot Toys. The Hot Toys one, you can get unbelievable poses out of that. Now, granted, a suit will always restrict any posing as well. But I've got a certain pose on the Hot Toys one, which I will show you. I can't get it out of this one. And it's not that difficult. I can get some sort of pose out of it, but nowhere near as good. But with the feet, the head, now I will come back to this because I really want to go in detail about the head. Now, can you swap the heads over with a Hot Toys one? Yes, you can. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the other figure, then I'm going to leave you a link to another YouTuber, a friend of mine, John, and he will show you what little tricks he did to do, because he's got the Sporty one. As far as the sword goes, the sword is very cheaply done. It's nowhere, not even as good as the Hot Toys one, even though I have replaced all my Hot Toys ones with the new metal ones that you get. They're not that expensive. Yeah, that is it. That's what you're actually getting. You see, the hair, it's very cheaply done. It needs to be a lot thicker than that. And the eyes, the eyeballs, there is an eyeball rolling system, which I will show you, and because this is one of my complaints about this figure. But you are, now look, when I first got it, it was hard to move, but I've since suppled them up and they do move quite well. So it is posing a lot better than what I was going to come on this channel and really have a go at. But let's get out the Sporty one. And here she is. Now, none of these figures come with stands, okay? But, believe it or not, the one good thing on these is they do stand up. So their joints are very good on that. So I will give them that. Now, as you see, the head sculpt, I have pulled that there. And like I said, you can swap it over the head sculpt, because the suit and everything I actually really like. They're done well on the blades, the ball, which the hand does hold it, but it can easily be knocked out. But the posability, again, you are restricted on this. Now, if you actually want to swap the head sculpt for a Hot Toys head sculpt, this is who to check out. Here we go. Check out this channel. He shows you exactly how he's changed over the head and what little things he's put underneath, because you obviously can't use the hair from the Hot Toys one, but it shows you what he's actually done. It's really good. Seriously, got to check out John's channel, because the one I was really impressed is what he done to, if you've got an Ed 209 and you all know how that deteriorates on top and having it more movie accurate, he's got 3 stages of what he exactly did. It is very, very impressive, and I was blown away when I was watching it. I was thinking that is exactly what to do. But check out his channel, absolutely brilliant. But he's just come back from a trip over in Hong Kong. He's bought a few figures, as you see there. And so he's literally just picked this up from when he was over in Hong Kong. He is very pleased with it, and I'm really pleased for him. But check out John. But he will show you how to actually change the head sculpt and what things you actually need. Okay, let's get on to the head sculpt a moment. Right, now when you put the armour on her, you need to take her head sculpt off. Right, the armour's easy enough. It all splits open from here and you can just fold it, but you need to take the head sculpt off. What problem I had is getting the head sculpt back on, because if I take this off, which I do find is a bit weak because there is a magnet there, but it's nowhere near as good as the Hot Toys. There's the eye rolling system, but you see here, this bit, it's a little bit attached to the head, but not very strong, and that's where your peg sits in. Okay, so you trying to push the head back on, this is actually coming away. It is ridiculous. And I was having, now this is only my problems, okay, so I don't know whether anybody else has got it. So me trying to get the head sculpt back on the other one was a nightmare. So what I did is got a hairdryer and just blew it down there just to soften it up a bit, and the head sculpt just went flying on beautifully, no problems at all. Same with the roller skates. I did her feet there because it wasn't going on. I heated it up with a hairdryer and they flew on. The hands, no problems. All the hands you got no problems with whatsoever. But this one, as far as the accessory, so the head sculpt to me is very poor. Like I said, the posabilities is very limited. Let me just bring out the Hot Toys one moment. Right, this is the Hot Toys one. You try and get her in that pose where her arms are up that high, it won't happen. Let's at least give something a go and let me try, because I mean, let's just imagine that is about your best you're going to get. Okay, it is very restrictive. It's as if they've done literally a recast of the Hot Toys one, and this to me is just feels better. It's much better. This one is very limited on that. I would say if you were looking just to get this, I would say get the Hot Toys one. Just get it. It's the prices she's going for at the moment is around about the same price as this. Even though you can still get them a little bit cheaper if you get them with a supplier, but you just on even huge on eBay at the moment. These things are silly monies now. So I would definitely get the Hot Toys one. If you actually wanted the one with the painted on there, you can always do it yourself or get someone to paint it. My mate Adam Webber got Brent Little to paint his, and it looks perfect. Now let's have a look. I mean, obviously the Hot Toys ones come with the stands as well, but if we take this off, it's totally different. It's all boxed in. It's much more solid. Okay, so the whole thing, and then the eye rolling ball systems are actually, let's have a look, are actually inside. So they actually give you a tool to actually move that just with tweezers, and the head sculpt is a bit better. Now the hair, I can understand not everybody wants the hair. There is another custom head sculpt. I did do a video on that that's out there that's quite cheap. Wasn't really to my liking. Again, it looks a little bit like these play toy ones. I know John's got it on his, but it's still not impressive enough for me. Not for high end on the collection itself. So, but I did do a video of JKI Customs, and I know not everybody wants to spend that kind of money. JKI Customs do a custom hairpiece. It does come off. You can do the eyeball rolling systems. All you got to do is the magnet inside is swap it around. I did do a video on this showing you exactly what you have to do, but yes, this does cost, but it just looks absolutely awesome. It really does. And I did actually want to get another hairpiece done, and but you have to pre-order with him. He does them in batches. I don't know whether he still does them, but it's worth getting in touch with him. I will leave a link to JKI Customs and also to John's channel as well. But the hair is just absolutely beautiful, and it just fits really nice. It elevates the figure beautifully. But as you see, I just think that's stunning. The hair on that, it's nice and thick. Okay, so that's if you wanted a custom head sculpt. So going back to play toys, you do that, but it doesn't sit beautifully, and it shows the mark there. So you can't push it any more forward because that's the way it is. They've done this. Honestly, I'm not impressed with the head sculpt. I'm not really impressed with these figures. It would go nice with someone. This one I'm actually giving away. I'm actually giving it to my daughter. She said she'd love to have it. So Rebecca, I'll be giving that to you when I see you next. I'll box it all up for you. If it's just have a little look at the accessories that you do get. Okay, so when you open up the box, they're not bad boxes. They're all right. But there's your accessories. So the hands you see in there and the feet are exactly the same hands you get with the other one. And this is how the other one actually comes, but obviously it's a thicker box. You just get another layer with the armor, which you actually put on. It's easy enough. Like I said, the only thing that's on the arm, on the body itself that's fixed is the knee pads. But other than that, the rest of it you put on. So yeah, so the hands, they look all right. You know, they do the job. Like I said, you even get the feet. So if you just want to take off a kit, you can. But that's the hand you use for the ball. But this obviously is from the other figure. Okay, all right. So what plans have I got for these figures? Right, the other one I'm just getting rid of. This one I'm keeping. Now, what I was going to do, if all four were okay, the diorama I was going to have done. The diorama was going to be 4 diorama stands, but where they're all fixed together. Okay, so one for her, one for this look, another one with her, just with her armor, and the other one which you just saw standing on the table. So I was going to have it all there. So, but I'm not, the things have changed at the moment because obviously I'm not impressed with the other Play Toys one. So this is my idea of thinking. What I might do, I'll let you know in a video in a few days if it's successful. If I don't do a video in a few days, then you know it's not successful. I'm gonna get all this armor off, and if it fits onto the Hot Toys one perfectly, then that's how I'm gonna have it. And then I'm just gonna rip these knee pads off and put it on here, and then I'll just keep her for just some spare parts, whatever, because she's gonna look so much better with the Hot Toys head sculpt. But I want to see if I can have it all on the Hot Toys body, because poses a lot better, because you're not going to get extreme poses out of this. I don't care what anyone says, it really doesn't pose that well. Again, I know it's the suit underneath that can restrict it, but the arms really, I'm not totally happy with this at all. But if it is successful, I will do a video and show you what it looks like. But what it will mean is that I will probably be on the lookout for a third Alita Hot Toys, so I can just have the 3. Okay, so what kind of dioramas are we talking about? Right, have a look at this. Now I know this was a statue that's coming out, but what I'm looking at is having at least half of that. So this is going to be the end of a display. Okay, then I wasn't going to have all the explosion, but I was going to have at least that side, because you've got to remember this is all going to go in the display, but it's only going to be a display stand, so it's going to fix onto another diorama stand and another one. Okay, you try and get her in that pose, it's impossible. Now I do understand this is a statue, and I understand that, but I want to get it near as close to that as I can. So there you go. That's the kind of diorama stand that I'm looking for at one side. Then there's going to be another 3. It was originally going to be 4, but obviously Play Toys have destroyed that, so it is only going to be 3. Okay, so they're my thoughts. What I'm saying is, if you're going to get one with this, don't bother, just get the Hot Toys one. It'd be so much better. You can always get the hair custom, whatever, but which is hard, because you're going to have one that comes on and off because of the eye roll balling system. But it will pose a lot better, and it looks a lot better, and you get a stand, a really nice stand with it and everything. This one I wouldn't bother with. If you really want one, then yes, I can recommend this. It is good. But like I said, what I'm going to do with this is literally put it in a Hot Toy, just put all this on a Hot Toys body, and I will show you the results. So it's up to you, but personally, me, I wasn't overly impressed when I got it, and I've really been looking forward to this set. Like I said, it's it really has. But when I started seeing pictures of the head sculpt, I thought, oh, what have I done? So like I said, this is just my opinion. Just my opinion. I just hope it's going to make up your mind whether you're going to want one or not. Adam, I know you're on the fence whether to get this. I'd say get it, mate. Just if you can get a Hot Toys head sculpt, then do it. Because I know you're very tempted to get this, so I'd say get this one, but with the other one, don't bother. You're better off with the Hot Toys. They're more or less the same prices now, so it's ridiculous. Okay then, right, well, thanks for joining me. I hope this gives you some sort of idea, because I'm sorry, the eyes are nowhere near big enough. Anyway, Personally, I think they've done a good job on the armour. It does look alright. The ball, here we go. It did quite a good job on that. The paint app on that is alright. The paint app on the actual, on here, alright, the paint has bled a little bit and everything, but the skates do look really good. It's not the best paintwork in the world. But all this armour comes off, it's all strapped on, and you put these on as well. It's just these little knee pads here. Okay then, so I'm going to give it a go. If this armour fits, then I will show you the end results. Alright then, thanks for joining me. Sorry the video was so long. It's just, now I'm just literally giving you my opinion on these figures. Alright then, thanks very much.